empirical evidence for the existence of God, right? So this is a very debatable subject. Different people have different concept of God. Some people say a higher power and so forth. But I want to discuss something that I heard today, a poem actually, an extract from a poem. It ended that um, I can create amazing poems, but I cannot create a tree. And so, those of you who like the contents of my videos, um, please, I would appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to my videos. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people. And you would be doing me even a greater favor if you can even share it just to one person or one social media channel. And if you like and you find something interesting, I would appreciate your comments there as well, so that I understand, your getting feedback, what your opinion is. Something simple, something small. Don't have to write a long essay, on it. This I would really appreciate very greatly, and thank you in advance for it. And for those who don't know me, I am Osman. I'm a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses, amongst a host of other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. I'm also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art for almost 50 years and teaching for 44 years. In this period, I've studied under various masters from different schools of thought, different cultures, and across the globe. And I gleaned out the most important aspects that are effective that I found in my practice, and I created my own protocols. They were much simpler, quicker, easier, faster, time efficient, results orientated, basically adapted for the 21st century. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries, and my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, in exchange for subscribing to my blog, and where you can also get more information about my services. Please remember, my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, coming back to that poem, it because people to say, if there's a God, prove it, right? Where's the proof? Show me, where's the God? So, let's give the example. If you wake up one morning and someone had wrote a you found a beautiful poem written on the wall, on your wall. You open your eyes and you just see on the wall, amazing, beautiful poem is written. You know, that you really are awestruck. So, can we say that it came there by accident? That the poem came there by accident? No, you can't say, right? And can you say that, now I don't think a person created it, because if the person created, bring me proof, show me the person. Otherwise, I'm not. It means it just happened on its own. So there's no proof of a person or intelligent being that wrote it. So could a horse come and wrote that there, or could a monkey wrote a very refined poem, right? Or maybe a bird, right? These birds have got some capabilities, and the parrots are amazing, but came and wrote a complete poem, beautiful one, on your wall, right? With amazing handwriting. Is that possible, right? No, you don't need more evidence. Another example. So this is like, the empirical evidence. Just look at a flower, how it's created. You can dissect it and see how it's sing, how the plant works. How even the human body operates. It's till today people don't know the two don't fully understand everything on how physiology and the psychology works in the human body, right? It is such a complex mechanism, and such an amazing mechanism, that just by two cells, a sperm and an egg, that fertilizes gets fertilized, and within 9 months creates a child that has got over 1 trillion cells. Two cells became 1 trillion cells within a 9-month period. This is mind blowing stuff, right? And created the nose, the hearts, the lung, everything fully functional, right? So there is an artist behind it. There's a handwork. Who created the trees? Who created the mountains? Who created, everything that's existing? It happened by chance or evolution. It just evolved. There's no intelligence behind it, right? There must be intelligence. So this is, I think, insanity, that, you say you need more evidence than what's there. So yes, the person that we ascribe, it must be so intelligent and must be so superior. Now, in terms of the light spectrum, we can perceive at best 1% of the light spectrum, the existing light spectrum. The light that's coming from the sun, you switch the light on, 1% of it, only what we can observe with our current faculties, of our construct, right? 99% is there, but we can't observe it. The microwaves, the gamma rays, the ultraviolet rays, the infrared rays, and so many, aspects, the waveform of it, we can't perceive it. Bees can see, I don't know how many times, probably over 100 times better than us, probably, right? I don't know exactly, but they can see far better than us. Owls and cats can see better than us in the dark. We are like blind people in the dark, right? So if our perception capabilities, even like animals can see things that we can't see, right? And insects can see so many things that we cannot see, right? Such a big range. Someone who created all this, is isn't it conceivable, right, that this person could be something mind-blowingly very advanced, on maybe resonating in a frequency that is there all the time and we can't just see, right? Or we can't perceive. It's beyond the perception of the mind. Is it possible, if I tell you, I'm giving you empirical evidences, right? Tell you, just go to maybe you're in a landlocked state or something, just take a drive to the nearest coast, in your country, or you have to go across countries, to go to the nearest coast and go to the beach, right? And try to count the number of grains of sand in that particular beach. You can't even count the grains in a handful of sand. Then we say, okay, try to empty the ocean. I give you a teaspoon and a bucket, empty the ocean. People say, are you crazy? So, ocean that was created, and the planet Earth is just a speck in the Milky Way. You cannot see the planet Earth if you look at the Milky Way, broadly, right? If you look at the solar system, yes, you can identify there the planet, but you look at the Milky Way, and the Milky Way is just one galaxy among so many galaxies, and then you get the universe, and then you get the multiverse, other universes. And what about the explanation for the black hole, right? And so forth. So the one who created all this. So if we can't even count the grains of sand on a beach, right? We can't. No, we're not saying in the whole planet, just on the one beach, right? That you go to, right? As far as the eye can see, even from a handful, maybe you're going to spend a lot of time with difficulty. I don't think you're going to make it, right? There may be some grains of sand stuck together and everything. It's a very difficult thing, right? And you can't just empty the. How are you going to conceive one who created the entire multiverse, all that exists, the creation? How can you conceive, with such limited faculties? And this is empirical evidences, all these things, in the existence of a God. So how is he? Is he an old person with a beard sitting in a throne somewhere? We're created. We don't know, right? But we can't. It must be someone very beyond mind blowing. So those who had psychedelic experiences, I never had one. With the chemicals, I had psychedelic experience by experiencing the state of samadhi about 5 times that I can recall, right? There were more times, minor ecstasy levels and so forth, but 5 samadhi experiences that I couldn't withstand too long, right? I'm not permanently in it. I wouldn't consider myself an enlightened person, but it's something that I couldn't. So in a DMT experience, in some of the good trips, you can see there are people who've seen like a big ball of light, right? And they when they observed it just for a few minutes, and when they came back from the trip, there was a Professor Koch, who was a colleague of Professor Andrew Huberman, who is the professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology in Stanford University, right? His colleague is a Professor Koch, who is a professor of neurology. Tried in a laboratory situation, DMT, a certain formula of DMT, probably a very highly effective dose. He just took 3 breaths of it. He just had to breathe it through his nostril. And by the third breath, he just saw excited and he went into an experience. And he saw like a big light. And when he came back, he was sobbing and couldn't speak or enunciate for about an hour and couldn't explain. It was very ecstatic and also very loving, right? And maybe that is what he could perceive, and behind that was this effulgence, the effulgence of that personality. Possible, could be God. Like there's a movie, a South African movie. I'm originally from South Africa, called "The Gods Must Be Crazy," and where the local tribe, um, they met a European person for the first time. He was dressed in khaki clothes and so forth, and of course, a much lighter skin color, and they thought he's God, and they fell down and worshiped soon as they saw someone like that, right? So when we see some big light and effulgence and think someone so bright, maybe that's God, right? So maybe and God is beyond the concept of our mind, is inconceivable. Because someone who can create such fantastic cannot even we cannot even create a tree, right? We cannot create a tree, and but we can create amazing poems, right? And we can create YouTube videos describing it. So I would say this is empirical evidence, for the existence of God, and the term God is just, we are giving it certain meanings that maybe the meaning is beyond our concept of our mind. I hope that information helps you, and take care of yourself always.